Welcome to our channel. Today we have something truly chilling for you. Something that will burrow under your skin and stay with you long after the video ends. We've collected 3 terrifying true horror stories. Tales whispered in the shadows. Stories that linger in the mind like a nightmare you can't quite shake off. Get ready to hear 3 terrifying true horror stories that will haunt you long after the video ends. Make sure to turn off the lights and put on your headphones for the ultimate experience. Let the darkness envelop you as we delve into the unsettling depths of the unknown. Our story takes us to the eerie halls of an old grand hotel, a place steeped in history and darkness. It centers around room 104, a room avoided by staff, with a story that sends chills down your spine. The hotel, once a beacon of luxury, now stands in faded grandeur, its facade cracked and weathered. Guests have reported strange occurrences, flickering lights, disembodied whispers, and a pervasive feeling of dread. But room 104 held a different horror, a palpable unease in its dimly lit space. Guests complained of cold spots, the temperature plummeting despite the warmth elsewhere. Objects would move inexplicably as if guided by an unseen hand. Sleep was tormented by vivid nightmares, shadowy figures lurking, a feeling of being watched. One incident cemented room 104's sinister reputation. A young couple, newly married, checked into the room, unaware of the darkness awaiting them. The first night passed without incident, but past midnight on the second night, the temperature plummeted, a bone-chilling cold seeping into their bones. The bride awoke with a gasp, her heart pounding. She felt a weight on the bed beside her as though someone was watching them sleep. Turning slowly, her blood ran cold. A tall, skeletal figure stood beside the bed, its eyes glowing embers fixed on her. A scream caught in her throat, paralyzed by fear. The figure leaned closer, its skeletal hand reaching out, its touch sending waves of icy terror through her veins. And then it vanished, leaving behind only the echo of her terror and the lingering chill. The couple fled the room, their honeymoon cut short by the horrifying experience. Their story spread like wildfire, adding to the chilling legend of room 104. The hotel staff, tight-lipped and wary, refused to speak of the room's history. Some whispered of a tragic event, a story of love lost and a soul unable to find peace. Others spoke of a malevolent entity, its anger and sorrow seeping into the building. Whatever the truth, room 104 stands as a chilling reminder that some places are best left undisturbed. To this day, the room remains sealed, its door bolted shut, a silent testament to the horrors within. Guests, their curiosity piqued, request other rooms, their gazes lingering on the door of room 104. And in the dead of night, some swear they can still hear the echo of a scream, a chilling reminder of the darkness within room 104. Our next story takes a turn into the realm of the forgotten, into the decaying walls of an abandoned asylum, a place where the echoes of madness linger in the air, a haunting reminder of lives lost and forgotten. Imagine, if you will, a group of urban explorers, their cameras clutched tight, their footsteps echoing in the vast emptiness of a deserted asylum. The air is thick with the smell of decay, the only light filtering through grimy windows, painting long, distorted shadows on the walls. They came seeking thrills, a brush with the unknown in the heart of the abandoned. They found something far more terrifying than they could have ever imagined. This asylum, you see, was no stranger to darkness. It held within its walls the weight of countless broken minds, of lives lived in the shadows of madness, of suffering that echoed through the years. The explorers ventured deeper into the asylum, each room a chilling tableau of forgotten lives. beds stripped bare, rusted medical equipment scattered about, and an oppressive silence that seemed to hum with a dark energy. They reached a room at the end of a long, darkened hallway. The air grew noticeably colder, and the hairs on their arms stood on end. An unseen presence made itself known, a feeling of being watched, of being surrounded by something unseen but undeniably present. One of the explorers, a young man named Jake, felt a chill run down his spine. He shivered, pulling his jacket tighter around himself. "Do you guys feel that?" he whispered, his voice tight with apprehension. The others, their faces pale in the dim light, nodded silently. As they stepped inside the room, the temperature plummeted. The air grew heavy, thick with a palpable sense of dread, and then they heard it. A low, guttural growl emanating from the far corner of the room. Their flashlights darted towards the source of the sound, their hearts pounding in their chests. There in the shadows stood a figure, tall and gaunt, its clothes ragged and torn, its face obscured by the darkness. It moved with an unnatural fluidity, gliding towards them, its eyes, two glowing embers in the dark, fixed on them with an intensity that made their blood run cold. Terror, raw and consuming, gripped their hearts. They stumbled back, their cameras falling forgotten to the floor. The figure lunged, its growl a deafening roar that seemed to shake the very foundation of the asylum. The footage recovered later showed only the explorers fleeing in terror, their screams echoing through the empty halls of the asylum. They never spoke of what they saw that night, the memory too horrifying to put into words. But the legend of the asylum lived on, a chilling reminder that some places hold a darkness that should never be disturbed. Our final story tonight takes us to the lonely stretches of highway, the kind that seem to stretch on forever, shrouded in darkness and the silence of the night. It's a story that's been told and retold, whispered in hushed tones around campfires, a cautionary tale of the open road and the mysteries that lie hidden in the shadows. Imagine this. You're driving home late at night, the miles stretching out before you like a ribbon of asphalt. The only sound is the hum of your engine and the occasional call of a night bird. The world outside your windows is a blur of darkness, the familiar landmarks reduced to shadows in the night. You're tired, your eyelids heavy with exhaustion. You've been driving for hours and the monotony of the road is starting to get to you. You glance at the clock on the dashboard, counting down the miles until you can finally rest. And that's when you see her, a lone figure standing on the side of the road, their thumb outstretched in the universal sign of a hitchhiker. Their form is shrouded in shadow, their features obscured by the darkness. You hesitate, your foot hovering over the brake pedal. Something about the hitchhiker doesn't feel right. Maybe it's the way they're just standing there, motionless in the dim light. Or maybe it's the way their eyes seem to glint in the darkness, watching your every move. But something compels you to stop. Maybe it's your better nature, or maybe it's the loneliness of the road getting to you. Whatever the reason, you pull over to the side of the road, your car coming to a stop a few feet away from the hitchhiker. The hitchhiker approaches your car, their footsteps silent on the asphalt. As they get closer, you can finally make out their features. They're young, barely an adult, with pale skin and dark circles under their eyes. Their clothes are damp and tattered as if they've been caught in a storm. They thank you for stopping, their voice a soft whisper that seems to slither through the cracked window. They tell you their name, a common name, easily forgotten. And then they tell you where they're going, a town you've never heard of, a town that seems to exist only in the dead of night. You try to focus on the road, but the hitchhiker's words keep echoing in your mind. The name of that town, the way they said it, it sends a shiver down your spine. You glance at them in the rearview mirror, and that's when you notice it. Their reflection is gone. Panic surges through you, your heart pounding in your chest. You grip the steering wheel tightly, your knuckles turning white. You want to stop the car, to tell them to get out, but something holds you back. You keep driving, faster now, the miles blurring past in a desperate attempt to outrun the unseen. The silence in the car is deafening, broken only by the sound of your ragged breaths. And then just as quickly as it began, it's over. The hitchhiker is gone, vanished into thin air. You're left alone on the side of the road, the silence of the night pressing in on you, the memory of their chilling presence seared into your mind. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more spine-tingling tales. We delve into the darkness so you don't have to, bringing you the most terrifying stories from the depths of the internet and beyond. And remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that are true. The ones whispered in hushed tones, the ones that send shivers down your spine and make you double-check the locks at night. Sweet dreams.